Hi everyone, and welcome to lesson 6 of databases, which is all about keeping data secure. Hopefully by the end of this lesson you'll be able to explain about the law that keeps your personal information safe. You'll also be able to explain the difference between personal and sensitive information, and finally keep your own personal information safe, especially online. So first up we have our starter question, which is to find a definition for GDPR. Okay, so you can pause this video and just Google what GDPR means and write the definition into your task sheet. So if you want to pause this video whilst you do that, perfect, and then just pick up in the next wee while. So now that you should have your definition of GDPR written in your task sheet, we're going to watch a video just to kind of highlight how private is your personal information. So make sure you look here and see what they're doing. Now it is that everybody in this video is actors, but it is just to highlight what can happen with our information if we don't keep it safe enough.
What's the name?
Joel.
What was the name?
Alex.
There you go, Johnny.
If you like our Facebook page, we give you a free hot drink and a free pastry.
We have a new line today, yeah. We have a new line today.
Standing by. Hi there, can I help?
Yeah, just liked your Facebook page.
Okay, I'll search Facebook now.
Searching Google.
Have a phone number.
I've got his email address.
Okay, Carly, are you ready? Carly, are you ready?
Yep, I am.
Mother's maiden name is banks with.
Carly, this is Dylan coming in now to the score.
What's the name? Nicholas.
Nicholas. His date of birth, 7th of May. She lives at 38A.
Just be a couple of seconds.
2 children, age 4 and 6. Previous address. She's not traced.
Yep, got it. Damien, age 26 and a fitness instructor.
How do you know that?
Where did you go to UCL? Martin went to South Thames College, assistant psychologist at Great Ormond Street.
I don't understand.
What?
You know I'm a Christian as well.
Oh, yeah, we know everything about you, Martin. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Anna from Russia.
Okay, so hopefully that video just highlighted to you there the importance of keeping our information safe, especially online. That example was people who maybe didn't have great privacy settings on their own social media accounts, therefore making all that information quite easily accessible. So what we're going to do is complete task 24, which is simply just to copy these notes into your task sheet. So if you didn't already get the definition at the starter, The definition for GDPR is General Data Protection Regulation. Okay, and it's a set of guidelines that basically govern how we businesses and companies basically handle their information. So the rules are that the information must be processed lawfully, fairly, and in a transparent manner in relation to individuals. It must also be used for the declared purpose only. It's limited to the data needed for the declared purpose. It's accurate. It's not kept for longer than necessary, and it's held securely. So copy these notes into your task sheet. Okay, and as I said, these are the GDPR rules that all businesses and companies must follow when handling personal data. Okay, so that could be data of its employees or customers, clients, anything like that. Okay, so you can pause this video whilst you complete task 24 and then resume when you're ready. So for the next task, you're going to need to know the difference between personal and sensitive data. Okay, so I've given you a brief definition of them, but I've also attached a link to this video and to the notification on Satchel 1 to help you with the next task. So when we're talking about personal data, that's any piece of information that someone can use to identify a living person. Okay, so like a name, for example. When we're looking at sensitive data, okay, now that's a specific set of special categories that must be treated with extra security. And the biggest difference between personal and sensitive data is that sensitive data can't really identify a person. Okay, it's just maybe a characteristic of a person. So with that in mind, have a go at the next task, or if you would like to look deeper into the differences, you can pause this video and then have a wee look at the link attached on Satchel 1, which will take you to the IT governance website that I've also attached here for you to look at. Okay, it gives you some examples that may help you with the next task. And this is the task that I'm talking about here. So task 25, personal versus sensitive data. I'm wanting you to circle the pieces of personal data that you think are considered sensitive. Okay, so if you now know the difference between personal and sensitive information, you can then complete task 25. There is a hint on your task sheet that there are only 8 pieces of sensitive information here. So again, you can pause this video, complete task 25, and then press to resume when you're ready. So it's all well and good talking about companies and businesses keeping their information safe, but what can we do ourselves that will help keep our personal information safe? Well, the first thing you can do is to check your privacy settings, as seen in the video there. Someone's Facebook profile, for example, if it didn't have great privacy settings, it means that your information is likely to be accessed by someone without authority. Okay, so make sure that your privacy settings are all up to date and very high. Also use a strong password and change it regularly. Okay, and never make them easy to guess. You could also limit the information you share, so don't give away any personal details, especially online or any other social media. Also, think before you post, okay, because it can be impossible to delete something once you have published it to the internet. Okay, as much as you maybe want to delete it off your social media, there may still be traces of that out there. So make sure you're always thinking, do I really want this in the public domain? You can also be wary of opening social media links. Okay, they could take you to virus infected websites. So make sure that every link that you're clicking on is trusted. Okay, if it's not, make sure that you don't click on it, or if you have, make sure you go and make sure there's no viruses that have been downloaded maybe without you realizing, for example. And then finally, always log out when you're done. Okay, now this applies to even in school. Also, if you're maybe using a public library or something, you don't want to be logged on to an account where someone else could come in and pretend to be you. Okay, so make sure after you're done on a PC or a laptop or even your phone, always log out when you're done. Okay, so with these 6 simple rules to keep your personal information safe, you should now be able to complete task 26 on the task sheet as well. Okay, so I'm wanting you to look there and see what you already do. Okay, if you're someone who's maybe really conscious of your personal information and keeping it safe, you may already do all 6 of these. That's great, you can write that down. And if you could think of anything else then that you can maybe do to keep them safe, pop that down in the second box. But if you are maybe only you know about using a strong password and changing it regularly, but you maybe necessarily don't always log out when you're finished on the school computers, that's what you would have to write in the second box. Okay, something you should do in the future is maybe logging out when you're done, for example. So pause this video, complete task 26, and then come back when you're ready. And here's a video just to end the lesson, basically just as a reminder to be safe, especially online, when it comes to sharing your personal information, even on social media. Okay, so have a wee look at this and then we'll finish up the lesson.
What day is it?
It's my birthday.
It's good to share, but check you have the right privacy settings, or someone can make a lot of money from being you.
What day is it?
Okay, so as you can see from that video, it's really easy. That girl probably didn't think that she was giving away all of that information, but just by not following the simple rules that we were talking about in task 26, and when it came to thinking about what you're posting, you can see there that we were able to get all of her information without her knowing, because it was online. Okay, so the house number that just so happened to be at the back of a picture that she put online, hackers and everybody could be able to access that house number, and then maybe if she tagged herself at home, you would find the address, or as you saw, the photo with her card number as well sitting on the table. So just another reminder to be really careful when sharing things online, especially that may contain your personal information. Okay, so hopefully that's everything completed on your task sheet. If there's anything missing, you can just go back to the relevant parts of this video and fill them in. But hopefully then everybody should know the law that keeps your personal information safe. Okay, so if you do, give yourself 5 stars. If not, give yourself 1 star. The answer is in the video. Hopefully you can explain the difference between personal and sensitive information, maybe a bit more in detail if you visited the link attached as well. That kind of described it in much more detail. And finally, can you keep your personal information safe? So if you're aware of the 6 simple rules to follow to keep your personal information safe, then give yourself 5 stars there. And if you've completed that, that is the end of lesson 6 here. So I hope you've enjoyed. If there's any questions, just pop me a comment on Satchel1. But I look forward to seeing everyone's work. Thank you.